Excuse me, Tommy. You don't know who you're jumping on.
My name's Tim. Hi, Tommy.
I know. Talking about grade 5 because I will give it
Is it on record?
Good afternoon. I'm Tammy, and I'm very happy to have the privilege on behalf of this class to welcome you all to the 1994 Respiratory Care Graduation Pinning Ceremony. At this time, I'd like to introduce you to a few people who have become very important to us in the last 2 years. If you're here, please stand. Our Medical Director, Phyllis Collins. Thank you, Senator. Okay, our clinical instructor, Stephanie Marcosi. Our other clinical instructor, Scott Bradrisi. Our program director and instructor, Dan Solomon. And our clinical director and instructor, Jerry Nunn. And last but not least, our graduating class of 1994. Okay, at this time I'd like to introduce you to our first speaker, Jerry Hunt.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. I was kind of interested why they asked me to speak here. I was calculating how many hours of lecture I have given these people. It's been over 288. I can't quite understand why they want me to talk at graduation when I've been talking and talking and talking and talking. I have an idea, though, why they want me to talk. But first of all, it won't be a test. I don't have any overheads. There aren't any handouts. And can those of you in the back hear me? I got my teacher stuff out of the way now. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a little bit why I think, first of all, they asked me to speak. One, and that is, they're my first class at Butte College that I'm taking all the way through. I came to Butte College in 1992, started with this group. I gave them their first class, and I gave them their last test yesterday. So prior to that time, I came from proprietary facilities, from hospitals, teaching people who are already respiratory therapists, advanced respiratory care practices. And this is my first group that I started off from scratch, quite different in terms of being able to work with people who started out with really no knowledge about respiratory care, moving on to now people who are about to become practitioners, who are moving from students to being my colleagues. Tomorrow, when I see these individuals, they'll no longer be my student, but they'll again be my colleague in the clinic. I'll be working with them on the collegial level. As any group of people that comes together, especially a group of people that spends any time together, like we have for over 2 years, and these people often required a year in advance to prepare to get into this program, we have developed a sense of community. And this particular sense of community is very interesting. I thought about it for a few moments and I realized that this group has experienced, as a group or individually, everything that any community experiences. Within this community, there's been a couple births, that means sons and daughters. There have been separations, unfortunately, due to stress in school and other factors. There's been a marriage in our group. And unfortunately, there's been a death, too. Anything that you'd expect in a group of people. We've had all those kinds of things occur. And I think all those things happening strengthen the bonds within this particular community. I remember when I was a student, and I remember everybody in my class. And I try to keep track of where they are. And at the darndest times, I ran into somebody that I went to school with. These people are about to enter the workforce. They're about to go out and serve as practitioners to you, to me, to your loved ones, perhaps to their loved ones. We expect, of course, that they're going to treat us all very, very well. Healthcare, as I'm sure you're aware, is really dynamic right now. Things are changing significantly. You can't look in the newspaper anymore without seeing something almost every single day about healthcare plan this, healthcare plan that. And to be dynamic in the healthcare, these people are going to have to be dynamic too. They're going to have to be on their toes. They're going to have to be ready to adapt and learn anything that comes along so they can efficiently serve in our healthcare community, providing us with efficient, cost-effective, and efficacious healthcare. I wanted to give you a couple of stories now. I'm going to keep this short, but I can't get by without giving you a couple of personal experience stories. One of them has to do with the changing in healthcare. For a long time before I was a respiratory therapist, I was a nurse. And about 15 years before I changed gears and went to respiratory care. You'll notice I say respiratory care, respiratory therapy. It's hard for me to keep up. It was respiratory. It was inhalation therapy at one time. Actually, oxygen organs, they call this. Inhalation therapist, then respiratory therapist, and now a respiratory care practitioner. I'm still in transition. So respiratory care practitioner, I haven't been one for about a couple of years, and I was working in a hospital down in San Jose. And I got called rather urgently in the middle of the night to the newborn nursery. And I thought, I wonder what they're after. I wonder what they need. There must be some piece of equipment that needs to be set up, and there must need to be something that needs to be adjusted. Something's going on. So those kind of things ran through my mind as I was traveling up the stairs to go there. When I got there were a couple of nurses who were looking a little anxious. And there was a young family practice resident, a physician in training, who was looking a little anxious too. And in front of them was a little child who was also anxious, blue, and having a little bit of difficulty in breathing. And the first thing the physician said, she looked up at me and she said, "Hello, Mr. Hunt. I'm having a little difficulty here. I'm not quite sure what to do. What do you think we should do? Well, any suggestions?" And I kind of took a step back and I thought, oh my gosh, she called me Mr. Hunt first. It's been the practice for many, many years for physicians to call anybody else, nurses, other ancillary people, by their first name. And I thought, boy, where did this woman come from? I'd like to find out what medical school she went to, because she treated me, first of all, with a modicum of respect. The next thing she did was she asked me my opinion. She didn't ask me to set anything. She didn't ask me to troubleshoot anything. She asked me, what do you think we should do? I made my suggestion, and she did it. She said, let's do it, let's try it. And that was the first eye-opener for me, was that people actually respected me, people actually solicited my opinion, and they actually took action on what I recommended. That's how I, as these people can attest, teach my program, portions of the program here at Butte College, that they are consultants, they are the experts. And it really does happen. The other thing that I have a little story I want to tell you is about why I stay in healthcare. Healthcare has been quite dynamic. Healthcare is shift work, as you might imagine, being in nursing and then in respiratory care. These places are staffed 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Those of you who are loved ones, you're going to find out about this, because your loved one's going to be gone in the middle of the night working. You're going to have to sleep during the day to be patient with them. I was working, why do I stay in this particular occupation? And it goes back to a young fella. His name is Joey. And some of you might have read about it in the Chronicle about 4 or 5 years ago. He had an airway disease, which required him to be on a specific type of ventilator, really. It's called CPAP. And we fixed it up so he could carry it around in a red flyer, one of those wagons that goes along in the wagon. It was battery operated. He could take it wherever he wanted to go. And he'd been with us for quite a long period of time. He went home. He took his wagon home with him. They did, like I said, a cover story about this little kid. And he came back from the hospital to have some surgery, so he didn't have to have this stuff anymore. And we did the surgery and everything, and I was giving him a treatment. We got finished, and I said, well, I'll see you later, Joy. And he put his arms out, pulled around me, and said, I love you. And I thought, that's why I'm here. And beyond all the other things that I've been involved in the people whose lives have been severely traumatized by respiratory disease or trauma, who I've helped, that's the thing that sticks in my mind in terms of why I remain in healthcare. Every one of these people will have that very same experience when they have become respiratory care practitioners. Somebody will reach out to them and say, essentially, thank you, I love you for what you've done with me, for who you are as a respiratory care practitioner. Lastly, when I went to teachers training school, there are a lot of teacher training kind of platitudes in the education business. And one of them is that you can learn from your students. And I thought, sure, yeah, I'm an expert in my field. I know how to do this stuff, and they don't have a clue. Well, I was wrong. I have learned a great deal from this particular group, and I'm sure that I'll continue to learn. It hasn't always been anything to do with respiratory care at all. It has been a lot to do with teaching and interacting with people that are learning our profession. I'd like now to recognize, we're here to recognize the graduates. But these graduates have spent over 2 years of intensive training, which required their attention to a lot of homework, a lot of clinic time, and so on. But what we need to thank not only them, we need to thank you. We need to thank parents. We need to thank husbands and wives. We need to thank children. All those people who felt like they got ignored because somebody was doing their homework or somebody had to go to the clinic and so on. And we need to thank anybody else who supported these individuals. And so what I'd like to do is have these individuals, our graduating class, stand up and give you a round of applause, please. Another duty, and that is to present a few things. There are 5 individuals in this class who have been nominated to the charter chapter of the Lambda Beta Society. The Lambda Beta Society is a national scholastic organization that honors scholastic excellence and performance in the respiratory care educational programs. And to be nominated to that, you need to be in the top 25% of your class. And we're starting a chapter. I wanted to read to you just briefly from the chapter for Lambda Beta. The Lambda Beta Society is a national organization honoring individuals who have achieved academic excellence in the study of the technical science of respiratory care and recognizes individuals who are dedicated to that pursuit. Their goal is to promote, recognize, and honor superior academic achievement, promote achievement of high scholarly standards, and support professional growth and leadership development. I'd like to present to each one of these individuals right now, have them come up and shake my hand. To get this, the first individual, Kevin Barrow. John Green.
Yeah.
David Mantei.
Yay.
essence, I'd like to recognize Jerry Adams, who also was nominated. Thank you very much. Tammy, would you like to introduce the next speaker?
There was one person I forgot to introduce last time, and she is the superintendent and president of our college. It's Miss Betty Dean. Okay, at this time I'd like to introduce our student speaker, Kevin Gerald.
Thank you, Jerry. I gladly was a test because I left the book up here. I'm ready to take notes. Well, on behalf of the students of the 1994 Respiratory Therapy graduating class, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for coming and sharing this special day with us. I've been asked to speak on behalf of our class. I'd like to share with you today some of the experiences we've had over the last few years and what graduation means to us. But before I do that, I must take the time to thank the people who made this day possible. I'm speaking collectively here. When I look out into the audience and see a lot more than our 18 immediate graduating students. That is to say that without the help and support of our loved ones and friends, this day would not be possible. It has helped us realize our dream. But as most of us know, when a dream becomes a reality and a goal is realized, with it comes new challenges, opportunities, and responsibilities. So let's look at a moment of what we got ourselves into and what we have to look forward to. By now, most of us have realized this graduation is but a stepping stone to our new career. When we first met for class 21 months ago, Mr. Jerry Hunt walked into the classroom, started to explain to us the respiratory therapy program. The thing that stood out most in my mind at that time when he said, by the time you graduate, you will have received from this program the minimum competency requirements required to administer respiratory care. So here we are at that day. And if I would have known beforehand just how much work we had to put in and how hard it actually was, just to be considered beginners, well, you probably know the story. But we learned to accomplish the task at hand. We have seen many people and families suffer serious illness, trauma, and tragedy. From treating preterm infants on life support to helping the elderly cope with their failing conditions. We have learned what it is to be a beginner. We have learned to cope with the aspects of death and dying. We have given a new appreciation for health and life. But now it's time to move on. We have shared our lives together for the past 21 months. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of full-time jobs up there for beginners, but knowing this and the support that we have from our loved ones and friends, we'll yet overcome this circumstance by expanding our marketability. And I'm sure you realize that by now, that becoming registered in this field is nearly mandatory. So the charge that I bring to this class today is not to be disheartened, but continue to meet the challenge before you head on. It is time for us to move on past the beginner stage with both further education and work. And remember, this is not the end, it's just the beginning. Even if you are unable to find a job out in the field immediately, hope that you will further your skills with the opportunities, especially programs that are available to you. Next, I'd like to acknowledge and thank some individuals that make this program what it is and this day possible for us. But first, let me tell you that I believe the respiratory therapy program at Butte College is a superior program that offers us excellent didactic opportunities and experiences. I was told by a well-respected man in our field who has no real formal affiliation with this college, any different from any other school, yet visits many other schools around Northern California, state that he considers this program to be the best in Northern California. And this is not because we necessarily have the best classrooms, the best library, the best equipment, even though these are fine. but it is the two main instructors that work beyond their call of duty, Mr. Dan Solomon and Mr. Jerry Hunt. I believe they make a great team. They have a synergistic effect on our students. Jerry, for example, with his technical expertise, and Dan for his jump right in there and get the job done attitude, enhances our ability to understand what it is that we do and why we are doing it. Furthermore, they both show considerable concern for our success. Sometimes I really wonder what they were thinking when I'd keep them after class, sometimes up to an hour, asking questions. But the fact is that they always make time for us. And in my opinion, they are the reason why our respiratory therapy program has as good as a reputation as it does. Notwithstanding, I must acknowledge our clinical instructors that have helped us mold our careers. Stephanie Marcosi of Boreal Hospital, Scott Pedruzzi of Feather River Hospital, Norman Howell of Chico Community Hospital, Bob Morjohn of Enloe Hospital, and Mike Brown of Mercy Medical Center in Reading. And also, the respiratory therapy staff at each of these facilities that encouraged and supported us throughout these last 2 years. So in conclusion, we look forward to our new careers, and we look forward to working with our new peers and friends. And again, on behalf of the 1994 Respiratory Therapy graduating class, thank you for coming and sharing this special day with us.
Okay, this time we have some gifts we'd like to give out. Gina?
Dan and Jerry.
This may not look like much, but what we've ordered them won't be in the case. These are just real small tokens of how we feel about you guys. We love you all so much. You've helped us through so much through these last 2 years. The gifts that we got you can't even express how we feel. Yeah, we hope we'll be that. Okay, this time we get to start our pinning ceremony.
The first graduate was unable to join us, and that's Jerry Adams. We miss him. Kevin Barrow. Deanne Beckham.
Yeah.
Matthew Brimmer. Jeff Christopher. John Green. Gina Hazelton. Darren Herrick. Kevin Caius. David Mantei. Bob Melton. David Meinberg. David Millsaps. Beth Robinson. Catherine Robinson. Ken Sands. Jenna Sletwick. Tammy Van Gelder. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to join me with a round of applause for the respiratory therapy class. 1990.
Okay, our final speaker, Dave Weinberg.
Make a note here.
may be a little, maybe some repetition here, but because we didn't confirm when we started making these speeches, but today it gives me great pleasure to recognize and thank some of the people that made this day possible for us. And first group of people I'd like to recognize are the Board of Directors of Butte College. Without them, we sure wouldn't be up here. The next person I'd like to recognize is the President of the college, Betty Dean. She stood up. Stand up again. Give her a round of applause, please. Our division chairman, Mr. Pete Allman. Is he here? Pete. Okay. Our medical director of respiratory care, Dr. Phyllis Cullen. The directors of respiratory care in the following hospitals. Enloe Hospital, Paul Mallory. Community Hospital, Bill Dolmar. Okay. Feather River Hospital, Dennis Yoder and Keith Stilson. Okay. Orville Hospital, Sue Strawn. Okay, Mercy Hospital in Reading, Mike Brown. Rideout Hospital and Fremont Hospital in Yuba City, Linda Alexander. And for our neonatal training, University of California at Davis, Sacramento, Sutter Hospital in Sacramento, and Washoe Hospital in Reno, Nevada. Along this, we'd like to have a round of applause and a thank you to all the people and the staff at Enloe Hospital and these other hospitals that gave us the support and the training and the new techniques and everything else that we came to know as students. So I want to say thank you to those people. So thank you. I'd like to, as a class, we'd like to thank Dan Solomon and Jerry Hunt for putting up with us for all these years. And